All right, guys, welcome to a small little segment of Goatess Radio. We're here with Roxanne.
Hello.
All right, we're here with a special guest. Can you introduce yourself?
My name is Yanira. Very happy to be here.
It's okay, you can speak up.
We are happy to have you.
Very happy to be here.
There we go. We want to hear that. We want to get that energy in here.
Get that school spirit.
Yeah. So how old are you?
I'm 15.
15, okay. And you are in high school, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
We hope that you are at 15. Unless you're extremely smart and you're in college, and that would be great. But
Yeah, it'd be even better.
All right, so what high school do you go to?
I go to Bonita High School.
Bonita High School.
Springs High School.
And how is it? How are you liking it?
I don't like it.
What grade are you in?
I'm a sophomore.
Okay, so
Okay.
you've already had, or you're in your second year of experience.
So you say why don't you like it? No.
It's so weird. Like the people there, they're not very. I mean, they're not kind, but like that's how it is everywhere. It's just like, it's just a weird school. It's a new school. They don't really know what they're doing there.
Did you go to another high school before that?
No, I
No.
didn't.
Oh,
I
this is-
didn't.
So how do you know like that's not the way high school is? Like what about other high schools do you think they're like compared?
I mean, like it's bigger. My school feels like an elementary school. I don't really get the full high school experience there. There are only about three grades. Yeah, 3 grades there.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's only
Oh, because it's new, so you don't have
freshmen,
any.
sophomore,
Okay.
and juniors. There's no seniors.
But besides that, do you have any other any positive experiences that you?
I mean, yeah, I have. I meet like my friends there, of course, but I mean, not really. I mean, I just
No.
don't like. I just don't like it there.
I mean, as a sophomore, I can see that. You know, when you first start off high school, some people, it depends. Everybody has different experiences, but I know like freshman and sophomore year are very hard years because you're still kind of, you know,
think
in your
all
case,
4 years
in your
were
case,
hard.
sophomore year is technically your freshman year, correct?
No,
'Cause you said there's 3
freshman,
grades?
sophomore, junior, and senior.
Her high school has 3 grades.
Right,
So
right.
technically it's her freshman year of high school is what I'm saying, correct? Is it your first, or is it?
No, like the school's been around for 2
Yeah.
years now, right? Or
3. Like,
3 years.
I-
okay.
I went there my freshman year
Oh, now I
and my
understand.
sophomore.
Yes,
Okay, I
yes.
understand what you're saying now. Because when she said 3 years, I was like, they only have. So I was very
Yeah,
confused.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so I think I think all new schools kind of need a chance. You know, like people, you're gonna probably be
Yeah,
one of
you're in the
first people
beginning,
yeah.
so they're not used to
So
anything
it's like
yet.
maybe your people are the ones that have to be like, okay, let's make this good. Let's do this. Let's
Honestly,
out
they only give that hype to the juniors that are there. And it's so annoying because they just like it's just like, you know how when parents have like their youngest child, that's how they treat them. Like they treat them like gold there.
Like a baby.
Yeah.
Well, like I said, freshman and sophomore year, they're the hardest years. They usually
Yeah.
do put a lot of emphasis on the juniors and the seniors because it's
They're almost done.
yeah. So, I didn't feel like I didn't really have good experiences until my junior year. Because you had to you went to prom, you did a lot more things, and then you had senior year. So, hopefully you'll grow and get more positive experiences as you go through high school.
Have you been to any like dances yet?
I don't want to. It just seems so lame. I don't really have a lot of friends there. I don't really like. I just don't like.
Why
my
are you?
school.
No, you can't do that.
I'm sorry.
What do you like? Julie's like the food?
No. I
Well,
like the
that
people
one-
more
no
than
one
I
likes
like
the food.
What do you mean? Remember the tacos and like the nachos and meat and the
when
cinnamon
the hell
buns?
was school lunch ever good?
Yeah.
What?
They're
I love the
weird.
taco meat and nachos with the cinnamon buns.
What school did you go to?
Carter
With
County, I
Cinnabons?
guess it's bougie.
I was
Yeah.
like Cinnabons. I
Like
went
cinnamon
to
rolls.
East, so like we were excited for Chicken Day. Like they had
Dang.
like 2 little pieces of chicken and like some mashed potatoes.
Oh
and that was
my
my day for
God.
excitement. But that was
No.
the best we had.
No, I actually enjoyed some of the school lunch.
So I wanted to talk about how the difference, like that we, for example, like when you went to high school, when I went to high school, and high school nowadays, like I know back then I got made fun of, for example, like filling my brows. They're like, that's a thing. Like things like, wearing makeup. Yeah.
I
Like
got made fun of because I
and-
didn't do my eyebrows. Like I had the little hairs sticking
No, I mean
up.
like painting, like drawing them on.
Yeah.
Like for actually drawing them on. They didn't draw eyebrows back then, is what I mean. Yeah, you had
But
to
I'm
do
saying
them.
I used to get made fun of. I didn't do that, but I'd still get made fun of for my little hairs. They're like, you need to pluck. And then I literally plucked like the beginning of my brows. And I went downstairs and my aunt was like, oh my God, what'd you do to your face? And I was like, nothing. She's like, I don't know what it is, but something's weird. You look weird. And I was like, she's like, you tweezed your brows, didn't you? What'd you do? Oh my God. And I was like, well, because Jessica was making fun of me and saying I had to. Her name was Jessica. She was a really pretty girl, tall, blonde. And so I took her advice, and I plucked the shit out.
See, that's what I noticed, that before when like me and you went to high school, it was like, getting the little... and then now it's like everybody's a guru with makeup.
Gosh,
like everybody I see everybody going to high school now and they have full on like contour.
Oh my
Their
gosh,
eyebrows are gorgeous. They're like, when I was 13, I had no eyebrows. Now it's like you see 16, 17 year olds like, look at her eyebrows.
Oh my God, yeah. She's like in the
that they're
generation
shaped
of like
beautifully.
glam school over here.
Yes.
Thanks.
You do have amazing brows and lashes. Those lashes are real, by the way. Those are not
They're real.
extensions.
Thank
This bitch. Damn you.
So yeah.
But yeah.
I'm trying to think of differences too that I see. I think
I would wear heels sometimes.
Yeah.
I know I don't know what they do now, but
I know the dressing is different.
do they wear heels to school?
Yeah, some girls do. I would, but I'm too insecure.
I wear heels once in a while.
Aw. All right. Well, you'll grow. You'll grow into it. You're gonna be a babe. You already are.
And you don't have to wear heels. That's just one thing. You can dress however you want. Oh, whatever.
Lisa doesn't wear heels for a reason.
I was like, I don't know. My group was the weird group.
Really? I didn't have one. I was a total loner.
I just kind of but I hung around with everybody. I really did. But I was, in the beginning of high school, I just kind of saw myself with like stoner / anime / nerdy kids / that was my group, and then I hung out with all the Hispanics that watch anime. Then I hung out with the other the white people are like into rock. I'm like, I'm not really into rock that much, but I like you guys. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So I was like the weird kid, like always class clown, not class clown because
I was
funny,
bullied, so I didn't have that many
Stupid
friends. I ate lunch alone. They used to pick on me. I hated high school, like absolutely hated it.
Oh.
Yeah.
No,
I didn't go to
didn't
prom or anything. And I felt like I was ugly because, I don't know, it was so funny. When I was in New York, I went to school with predominantly white kids. And, all the girls that were being hit on, they were like a little chunkier. They had pimples. I mean, everybody's going through puberty at that time, but the guys just like never talked to me. And then I remember one guy did. He told me to meet him at the bus stop, and I went. And it was so sad because then he left. Like he never even showed. He left with some other girl. And so I was just like, whatever, I'm ugly, but forget it. I accept it. And I did. I accepted it for a long time. And then I went to a school of more like Hispanics and blacks. And that's when I started dating. And I guess it was just that, maybe I wasn't the right size. I don't know. But, in New York, it was okay. I didn't have a hard time until I got down here to Florida. Wow. Florida kids are mean. In New York, it's if you mess with somebody's boyfriend or girlfriend or you're in, some kind of gang. Because everybody's from everywhere there.
I don't know. I feel like every time I meet a New Yorker, I'm like, I don't want to be around you anymore.
Yeah, but true.
Depends.
They don't have good
cool
hospitality.
New Yorkers, and then I'm talking about more the older, generation of New Yorkers. They're assholes.
Yeah.
But I get you. Some people, So tell us. I want to know more about what do you do in your So, like, for example, your routine to go to high school, like to
How
wake
long
up
does
in the
it take
morning,
to
yeah.
get ready?
Long
What time do
time.
you wake up?
I
What time
wake
do you wake up?
up. Honestly, I used to wake up at like 4:30 in the morning because I would take like an hour or two to get ready.
Oh
Wow.
my God.
Yeah, and I just like to be early and like.
Well, that's
I
a good
just-
thing. That's a good
No, but lately I've just been like sleeping early, waking up in like the middle of the night and sleeping in, like, or like waking up at like 5:30 and barely getting like time to get ready.
Well, good thing you're not ugly.
Yeah.
You don't really have to get ready.
Yeah,
She's very
but I
gorgeous.
still take. Thank you.
I know.
But that's just, yeah, I get it though. Like, I notice like the way they, like, people dress nowadays, like in high
Yeah.
school, they're really fashionable. I'm not gonna
Yeah.
lie. Some people, you know, they get a little, like, they dress a little too older, but other people I see them, I'm like, ooh, like you guys actually know how to dress. Like,
Yeah, they
that-
actually know how to do their makeup. They look
I'm
good.
like sweatpants. Like,
Oh
a
my
tank top.
gosh. It's funny because like in the 80s, everybody looked 30 at 18. And then when we because all the big hair. And
That's
now when
true.
we graduated,
It's a volume.
it's like everybody I think looked like they were 18 because we weren't into like all the makeup, maybe a little fashion, but the makeup and the hair thing, like I just don't think it was as big when we went to high school. But I don't know, you're a little younger than me. For
Yeah.
her, now it's like they probably don't look 30, but they don't look 18. And if they do look, you know what I mean? Like when they do their makeup, they look like they could totally be at some club, for Christ's sakes. You know? Her like people that go to school now?
It depends too on like the eras. I was looking at like different pictures of different eras of people,
Yeah.
you know, going to high school, and you see people in like the 60s and the 70s, and they look like they also look really great. That was also a
Yeah.
really good time where
Oh,
I mean, yeah, they
I'm sure.
yes, the style was different, but
Oh
then
my
you
gosh,
would see
yeah.
like people in really nice skirts, like people in the bell bottoms, like, you know,
Yes.
showing a little bit of midriff.
I love that, yeah.
It's a little bit
It's like,
different.
yeah, it's up and down, and sometimes they're into it and sometimes they're not. Like,
80s was a wild time. I'm
Yeah.
not part of that time, but
thank God.
I've seen the pictures. I've seen the pictures.
The mullet came out, for Christ's sakes. Ugh. People who gave their kids mullets were they're bad parents.
My friend has a mullet.
Ew.
Oh yeah, mullets. Actually, you know what? Mullets are coming back.
Stop.
They are coming back.
No,
They
no,
are.
no.
They are. One of my coworkers had to give a kid a mullet about like a couple months ago.
How old were they?
He was the little kid was like probably 6 years old, 7 years old.
What's the biggest trend right now in your high school? Like, well, how does everybody like to wear their hair?
Honestly, there is no really a trend in my school. People in my school don't even dress up like that. Like
Oh.
you
Okay,
guys are
so they're
talking
more
about.
casual.
They're like
It's
they
more
just
casual,
dress
laid back,
bummy.
bummy.
Well, I would say
They look
I
like
know
bums.
the
We got a star
Describe
coming out of
this.
Bonita.
no, I think like streetwear is a big thing. Just to let you know. So what, like for example, like really nice baggy pants, or like, you know, just nice shoes, and like just a loose, like, you know,
Yeah.
just a brand name like Nike shirt or like a tank top.
I'm loving the
Something
sweatpants
that back
look.
then that like that's like leisure, or that's like, you know, what the hell's wrong with you, dress up. Now it's like that's a style.
Yeah, yeah,
You know, wearing a nice hoodie with like
yeah.
that's
The
a style.
90s hairstyles are coming back. I saw that picture of you. You did your hair half up, half down with the little piece hanging down. That looked really cute.
Thanks. I actually got a lot of compliments from
Did you?
people at school. Yeah.
Dude, I used to wear my hair like that all the time. Just because I needed
Yeah.
something in my face. Because I'm like,
Oh my God. I know. I don't like the little tiny ones. I'm just
no,
like,
I
oh
need
God.
the thicker pieces. If you wear the tiny pieces, then it made your forehead look way bigger than it really should. You have to grab bigger pieces, like a whole chunk, and like just in here.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
So what's the peer pressure like for you?
There's no really any peer pressure. Honestly,
Really?
I feel like that just like got out. Like people, I know some kids who, you know, are like well known, like the popular kids or whatever. Some don't smoke, and they're like, oh, people who smoke are like just gross, or
Good.
I don't want to hang out with you. Or
What about the jewels
and
and
that.
like vapes? Because I know that's really big in high school. Like, is that gross to them too or no?
Some people do it, and some people are like, oh yeah, those are like fiends, or make fun of them. Like those.
Wow.
Yeah. So it's just
Well,
like, there's not really peer pressure, to be honest.
And what like, do you know any kids who are experimenting with like drugs and alcohol at the moment, or like, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Is it pretty bad in your school, or is it a good area?
It's not bad, honestly. There are barely any fights.
Oh,
or
good.
anything.
That's good.
Good. Good.
That's
There's
good.
a lot of toxic people, but barely any fights.
I know, for example, there's always going to be things like that happening in every era. You know, kids rebel. They're going to do things like that. But now with Snapchat in your generation, so before there wasn't nobody had phone. You know, they did have phones. Like in my, I'm young. I
Oh my gosh, we had to wait till after 9 to talk.
Exactly. But the phones we did. I mean, I didn't really have a phone until like later on in high school.
Yeah.
But if they did, it was like a flip phone or like not a smartphone, and we didn't have all these apps like Snapchat. How is it with the kids in Snapchat now? Now that they have phones, I believe some schools let you actually have a phone in class. You just can't use it. But then you have, like I said, things like Instagram Story and Snapchat. Do you see a lot of people using it a lot? Is it a big thing to use?
Definitely, yeah, definitely. Even with old people, like a lot of old people.
Define old people.
I mean.
No, it's
you
okay.
guys aren't that old. Just kidding.
Exactly. No, we're really not. We're young, but it's. I noticed that like for example, my little my sister-in-law and like everybody that I see that like they're younger and they were in high school recently or they're still in high school. They will have like for example stories and they'll snap while they're in school and I'm like, how are they learning right now?
Yeah,
like, they're not.
They're
my god. I was in.
What are you doing?
I was in ISS for being late. Okay, nothing bad.
Don't be late,
girl.
Good.
Anyway, so and the ISS teacher there, she was talking about like Snapchat and all that, and how like people, or I don't know who it was with. It was a teacher, and they were saying how like people use the internet for like the dumbest thing now. Like people should take advantage of it nowadays, since like.
Very true.
They can look up any question, anything, and they should take advantage of it.
There was actually a comedian that said that. It was so funny. He said, if you're in this generation and you're, failing your homework and you're failing school, you are the biggest idiot there is, because you can literally look up any answer that you have to, that any question asks.
You're right. That is true. It technology. I remember when, like I said, before all the whole
we'd have to go through the book and look for the answer. Now we can literally
before the smartphones in school, it was a big thing to donate laptops, to schools that needed it. And the sad part is that now that same technology is being used not in the right way.
Right.
It's becoming more of a distraction. And no, I'm not saying I love technology. I don't think it's a bad thing. People that complain a lot about it and say, oh, well, technology is ruining. No, it's not.
To a
they're
certain
children.
degree,
They're children. They're kids at the end of the day.
It ruins your creativity.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
I don't think so. No, and I don't think so. I think that actually it gives you an access to more muses, more music without technology. Okay,
No,
we're
they're
doing
stuck
this
in
right
the
now.
phone.
Though.
They're not even doing anything.
What is this though?
Yeah, this is great, and it is used for various reasons.
But that's where I'm getting at.
There
though.
are negative reasons that are making it addictive to the point where it is ruining people's creativity.
That's my reason,
about
though.
what you said, like how people copy, like not really copy, but like people see something on the internet.
Right, and then they nothing is coming from the imagination at this point. It's all being copied over and over and over, because if you don't have an idea,
that's happened
you look it
before
up.
the internet, though. That's been happening before the internet. If you actually
It's
follow
more
music,
now that we can look at everybody around the world. I couldn't know Joe Schmo over in Australia before, but now I do.
Yeah, and that's a good thing to get to see everything. But my point that I was getting to was that at the end of the day, you have to, as a parent, look at what your child is doing.
Yeah, that's true.
At the end of the day, it is not technology. That's like saying guns are bad.
I mean,
Guns
yeah,
are
you're
not
right. You're right.
exactly. It
Yeah, I
is
like
a
where you're
tool.
going with that.
It is a tool.
It is a tool. It's
You-
also an addictive tool.
anything can be an addiction.
Exactly.
But my point is that I'm trying to get to is that it is a tool. And at the end of the day, you have, you're giving your own children a whole ass smartphone. And I'm not against that
Yeah.
once they're in high school. But I would say, really make sure you know what. I'm not saying to go through the
True.
passwords. I'm just saying make sure that your kid is responsible enough before you start
Right.
giving them this tool.
Right.
It's like certain people shouldn't have certain weapons, if that makes
Right.
sense.
Right.
And it's the same concept, and that's the point I'm trying to get at.
True. I just can't believe even some of these girls on Instagram, they are her age and they're posting pictures of them like half naked.
But where are their parents?
I know. Where are their parents? Where are you guys?
And they'll block their parents too. Like
Yeah.
they'll block.
Yeah.
That's
Oh, my
exactly
daughter
One of my
doesn't have any
clients-
social media. And
One
then
of
they
my
have, like,
clients
everything.
came in and told me, she was like, my daughter blocked me on Instagram, so now I have to find her on
How about you?
TikTok.
Oh
and
no. How about if my daughter blocks me on anything, you get no phone, honey.
Yeah.
How about I gotta have you on?
But then they just sign
No.
in somewhere else.
Then I'm sorry. Like I said, once again, you just have
Yeah.
to read your child. It's
I
what
know.
I'm not saying you're gonna be 100% all knowing.
Yeah.
Good parent, you're gonna know everything they're doing. Kids are always gonna find something to slip, that you're gonna find out about. I'm just saying, use your judgment and really, really look at, your kid. And if you know your kid's kind of getting into too much trouble, they probably
Yeah.
shouldn't have
Yeah.
a fucking smartphone. They could always get a flip phone. Just
Yeah.
saying.
Yeah.
If they're
Agreed.
getting in too much trouble, if they're a good kid, give them that trust. At the end of the day, they're kids and they're going to make mistakes.
How do you
But
feel about
it's
it?
tricky. I don't know.
Like, how do you feel about that in your school? How do you feel about that with everybody else? I mean, you guys hang out and you're on the phone a lot, right? You're
Yeah.
not really being productive, or
Yeah.
is that? I guess it's not weird though, because you're all doing your own thing, but together.
Yeah. That's a perfect way to describe it, actually. They'll be like sitting next to each other, texting. Or
Yeah.
they're on a group chat with like,
Yeah.
But I don't like that.
that's
You
good.
don't.
See,
You
that's
like
good.
the
With my
personal
friends.
interaction.
Yeah, some of my friends like stay on their phone and I let them do whatever, but I don't really like that. I like hanging around with a person and actually connecting with them.
What do you like doing these days? Like, what do kids do? Because I don't see a lot of kids like, out at a park or climbing trees or really playing Barbies. I mean, they're even watching the other kids play with toys on YouTube.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, what do you like doing with your friends?
Well, honestly, I just we talk a lot, like about our lives. Like, I like to connect with my friends, like having deep conversations. I like talking about school, I like just getting to know more about them and
So like
just
picking out a
spending time
hangout
with them.
spot.
I don't know.
and
I
just
don't know. At
conversation.
15, did I ever say we had a deep conversation?
I think
I mean,
I
like-
think
You're-
you can. I
no,
think
I'm
you
saying
can,
like
yeah.
you can, but I'm saying like she's so aware. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Just to say that lets
But
me know you're
we
aware.
also got to remember we don't give same way I said I'm going to go in the opposite direction here. I did say, their kids are still learning. They're not all knowing, but at the same time we don't give them enough credit.
Yeah.
Of course they don't know everything we know because they're in a whole nother era and because they're still kids, but
Yeah.
listen to them. They might surprise you. And not just, 15, like people that are, in their early 20s or in their late teens, they do have a lot to say. And, they'll surprise you. They really
yeah.
will.
honestly, like, it's just like a lot of kids have been through stuff that
Yeah.
I know, and that's like I know a lot of my friends that have been through stuff, and they like to talk to me and open up about it, and I like to help. I like to help them all the time.
And you know what? Lisa and I were talking one day, and she explained to me how, I mean, everybody's gone through so much throughout their whole life. But the biggest difference that I feel bad for you guys is that, you can, you know what I mean? Like, remember you were saying how there's pressure from not just in the physical, but over the computer and stuff,
okay,
like with
yes.
social media. Like when I was being bullied in school, it was just at different schools. And
Oh.
it was still horrible. But now you guys have the internet, you know,
Yes.
big with you guys. And, you know, people can reach you through DMs or
Yes.
spread things online and
Yes.
tag people and say horrible things. Like, I think in that case, there's a lot more pressure on you guys. And
We were
I
saying,
like that you're
like,
growing the way you are.
it
I like that you
was-
like helping people.
It was the fact that, you know, before we were so connected. So that's one negative thing I will say. For example, if you didn't, you know, something bad happened at your school, or you didn't like, you know, you're not having a good time at that school, and then you left to another school and you started a clean slate, you know, we had that clean slate.
Right.
Now,
Barely.
you know, everybody in the county is connected. So basically, you're not free from that. You might have like other people that are friends in this school, and then they'll see you, and then they're like, oh, well,
That's so and so. Oh, that's that girl.
yeah, that's that girl. So it's like you almost can't escape from that. So that, to me, that's kind of depressing.
Yeah.
Yeah, or even like cyberbullying. Like one time in 6th grade, I remember someone making like a fake. I don't know if like you guys are familiar with Kik.
Yeah, yeah.
I had a Kik account, and somebody copied my Kik account, like the exact same picture, everything, and texted all my friends and were like, you're so fat, you're ugly, and pretended to be me and bullied them, and everybody hated me. Everybody in that school hated me. I moved. Like,
Oh
it was
my
bad.
gosh.
Somebody wanted to go to my house and like jump me. It was bad.
Wow.
This is
And
the stuff. Girls are. Girls
I mean,
are
they
mean.
did that. Yeah,
Girls are
they're
mean.
man, they did that to me. I mean, they didn't jump me or whatever, but they would come to my house in like groups and like try to get me to come outside.
I can see that. I'm just kidding.
Oh my. Oh, I asked my sister. Listen, I asked my sister one time. I was like, I don't understand, like, why these people are so mean to me. Like, what did I do? You know? And she's like, it's your fault. And I said, what? You know? And she said, yeah, it's your fault. You can be as nice as you want, but you're nice to the wrong people. You're nice to people that are just always gonna be mean, and that's your fault that you hang around them, or you put yourself with other people that hang around
I
those
think
people.
too. Remember, you're in high school. You're still developing, and a lot of hormones are just flying around the place from men and women, like both.
Yeah.
You know, and it's a hard time. You're still, you know, you're still maturing. You're not mature enough to handle a conversation.
Yeah.
And say, okay, this person just said this about me. Fuck, sorry. Screw them, and then like screw them, and just
We're
like
PG-13.
move on, like, or just okay, this is whatever, block them and just move on from it.
Yeah.
People at that age don't know that either. You know, some people that were really mean and or really bad in high school, they've actually become really good people now, and then some people that were, you know, have stayed like that. So you never know.
Oh
It's
yeah,
just-
I've had
it's
some of
the
my
age,
worst
you know.
enemies be like, "Oh, I love your hair," on Instagram, and I'm just like,
I just posted
"What?"
today.
Worst enemies.
Yeah, I'm saying like, you know, high school.
No, I know.
Girls, I used to fill in my eyebrows, like the box eyebrows. The ones
Oh,
we were
God, the
talking-
ones that I
yeah.
posted?
Yeah, I used to do that. It was so ugly, and people used to call me Expo eyebrows. But look at me now. All of them have to fill in their eyebrows, and look at me now. I don't have to do a thing.
There you go.
Go in here. We just got live on Goatess Radio. She's breaking out. She's breaking.
No,
Oh my gosh.
you know what? I think enjoy high school, because we all think it's hard, and
Yeah.
it can be. It is. I'm not saying it is
That's
not.
but that's like
'Cause
for the
for-
rest of your life.
Yes.
It's gonna be a highs and lows.
Yes, but then high school is just the beginning of, you know, to train you for your adult life.
Yeah,
Because once
get
you are
used to it.
18, you will see the difference. And that's just starting off. Once you're in, and at each stage of your life, then you hit your
Yeah.
20s, your mid 20s, your 30s.
And you
Every
start getting
stage
to
you
know the
start-
people who are a reflection of you. It's
Yeah.
like it's amazing.
Just take what we say today and have fun with it. You know, try not to take it so seriously, because at the end of the day, once you graduate, you have your whole life ahead of you. Some of those people that you never thought you would ever interact with, you might interact with. And some people
Yeah.
that you thought you would always be with, they're not going to be there.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. That's a
don't
big
take
one.
it for granted. You know, you're still young and you have so much, like, you're so gorgeous, you're so sweet, you know, you got this. You know,
Thank
this is
you.
just the beginning of your life, you know.
Are there any messages that you have for other kids in high school? Is there anything you want them to know?
Give me a sec.
Well, I'd like to tell them all.
Listen.
Yeah, go.
Don't listen to anything anybody has to say, because that's what I did, and I didn't really get to be happy, you know?
Oh, that's
Yeah.
good though.
And I stopped caring, and, you know, when you stop caring what people have to say, honestly, just, you can be you.
That's true. I like that.
Dang.
That was something that took me forever
Wow.
to
I
realize.
know, it did for me too.
Like after high school, so she's
Yeah,
already
yeah.
on the right track.
Dang. Yanira's like up on game. These bitches got, sorry, PG-13. They got their makeup done. Their hair is right. Their fits are right. They got all these inspirational quotes. Like we waited like a whole quarter of our century to learn these things.
Well, I'm very grateful for everything.
Oh,
Well,
she's so adorable.
yeah, I know. Oh my gosh.
Thank you.
What do you have to say?
I would just like all these kids to know that you're not alone. You know, there are people out there that feel the same way and they're going through their same things. Just find each other, you know. Look after one another, support each other. Do the right thing.
That's true. And
Lisa, you got any messages for these kids out
yes,
there?
I do.
Of course she does.
Yes, I do.
Lisa
I
has
got
so
plenty
much
of
to say.
messages. My message box is full, but just two quick things. The first one is really enjoy it and take the time to discover yourself, because this is your only chance. Because once you're an adult, like I said earlier, you know, it's over, that fantasy. And the second one is for all the young girls in high school and anybody, even the young boys in high school that felt like everybody's against them and like I hate everybody. This is terrible. This is like this is nothing.
Yeah.
It's gonna be okay. You are going to be okay. And girls, be positive to each other. You know, we're over here. It happens in every generation. Oh, she's this, she's that.
my
I used
God.
to be that way.
Everybody
and
says that. You know, we're
Used to
all
be mean to
going
people?
through.
Yeah, I
Don't
used to
be
be
mean to
so mean
people.
to people. And then, like, I saw how, like,
It
I just, like, yeah, it just feels horrible. Because
does.
like, honestly, I would even do that to people because I was unhappy.
And that's what it is.
That's good that you noticed.
Every girl, you know, that's basically it. Don't realize that everybody's going through stuff. Everybody's going through stuff, and that's why they like to bring each other down, especially us girls. But we shouldn't do that. Mm-hmm. You know, we really should have patience and take the time. Be like, okay, maybe they're doing that because they're lashing out because something's going on, or let me just ignore it. If you just learn to ignore it and not spread any more drama, eventually things work out and, you know, you guys connect more. But that's about it.
Yeah, I saw a really cool quote actually the other day. It said, if you don't like someone, or something like that, like if you don't like someone, don't basically like cultivate others to not like them, like, you know, fight your own battles.
Yes. That's a big thing cool. Too, was you know, she said this about you. I learned a while ago you know, from someone that I worked with. She told me, if you hear somebody saying something about somebody, don't go and tell them.
Right.
Because sometimes you're just venting.
Right.
I mean, unless they're your friend and it's really bad, I get it. But, you know, most of the time if they're just venting and they've never said anything, they just have to say something. Don't go and do it because it's, first of all, not your place. And second of all, you know, that person might actually be in good terms later on. And then that can ruin it. Nobody needs to know about the negativity that you've said before, just about the positivity that can, you know, that they can become.
Yeah. I like that.
You don't want to ruin that. So,
yeah.
I don't know. I didn't word it.
Well, we really appreciate you being here.
Thank you. I appreciate you having me.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming. Yes, with your cute little headphones.